Our good old friend Sam Watts contacted us from the grave via a dead man switch and told us to investigate his death. So now we're here in a Seattle chop shop to try to figure out what exactly happened to Sam. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. "I'm in the back," shouts a voice. Let's investigate. The smell of death and decomposition wash over you, only slightly masked by the minty fake fresh of industrial grade antiseptic. It's kind of gross. This is a body chop shop where they harvest organs. Who is this guy? This is Dresden. Hello, Dresden. Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job," a little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. "Dresden, sorry I didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some asshole at corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir?" Are you the coroner?" "I'm John Dresden, the Organ Grinders branch manager here, so yeah, that makes me this franchise area's coroner too. And you are?" My name's Ekroff. I represent a man named Sam Watts, and I'm here to look into his murder." He frowns. Interesting. A dead man makes for a strange client, but what makes you think he's here? Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here." "I see. Well, you're right. He's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though. The press haven't caught wind of it yet, what with it being all the way out here in the Barrens. So, who told you he was dead?" Let's see. "Sam's digital ghost. When his heart stopped, I got sent a recorded message asking me to bring his killer to justice. Guess he had a hunch." The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. "A dead man switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here." Okay, so here's Sam. Man, this is kind of sad. This is our friend, guys. We went on runs with this guy. All right, Dresden, what do you guys say about him? "He's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third one was downtown." "Ripper, huh? I guess the classics never go out of style." He sighs. "And on my title, that's what the Seattle press insist on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim." "Delicious. A trophy hunter. What was it?" "Watt's liver was clearly cut out." Whiz. What else?" "The first victim's heart was missing, and the third had the spleen removed." "Dresden, get out here!" McCluskey says. Who is McCluskey? Oh dear God. Well, I'm here about the new Ripper Vic Sam Watts. Okay, that's nice. Before I get out there, though, I got some stuff to investigate here. Let's take a look at this. What's on the surgical table? A med kit that I just stole. Okay. Let's check out Sam's body as well. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet, his face an ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest there's a small pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found on his body. You can examine evidence through the bag without spoiling it. Okay, let's take a look at the evidence. First, we get a business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. There's something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Let's take a look at the cred stick. It's a standard, cheap, unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. I guess I'll take it. It's free money. You slot the cred stick into your PDA. 300 new yen is added to your account. Good. That's great. 300 monies. Let's take a look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. That's really gross. There's also a handwritten note. You can only see part of the note, given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that we are arg. We have been long to say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Okay, I feel terrible that we are arguing. We have been together for long. I'm here to say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Something like that. Put down the evidence bag. All right, looks like that's everything in here. Let's go out to see about this McCluskey fella. What does he got going on? McCluskey, what's your deal? Towering over the diminutive Coroner is a homicide detective right out of Central Casting. If you ignore the tusks, pointed ears, and Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. McCluskey. So this new Ripper Vic, Watts, name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? Oh, jeez. The Coroner frowns. So you insisted at the time. He quarrels. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now let's go, Dresden. Give me something to work with here. The Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. Well, this guy's really... he doesn't really care about dead people. He just wants his promotion. All right, Dresden. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and the metahuman anatomy, too. McCluskey. So, I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon? Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. That's actually kind of true nowadays too. Lots of lasers being used. I'm not in the medical profession. I don't know that. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. McCluskey. You're no damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star Detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Yes, very observant. McCluskey, who the hell are you? Are you the detective on this case? I was hired by Sam Watts to assist you in finding his killer. The dreck you were. You get anywhere near my investigation and it will be you on the slab, dwarf. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I am putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. You see, he doesn't even care. That's corrupt police society. Terrible. All right, let's talk to Dresden. See what he has to say about this little conversation we just had. Dresden looks amused. Do you always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties too. I guess I have to remember, Ekroff can be kind of sarcastic, just by his very nature. He cocks his head to one side. Be straight with me. You really gonna work for a dead man? Well, a job's a job, and this one pays better than most. Fascinating again! Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 new yen a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. Dresden pauses, considering. You have honor. After a fashion, I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do for you? Let's see, on the take, who's paying to hold his leash? That's a good question. I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. And what was that McCluskey said about Sam's mother? The official report is that she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. What are organs worth these days? That's a good question. This guy's taking organs. A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of new yen, but individual organs not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days. Organ grinders only deals in the recent oh wait. That should be deal. Organ grinders only deal in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Who still uses scalpels though? I don't. Doctors still learn to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the similar chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. Have you heard of the Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts a lowlife, so you'd probably like it. Me, I'm not really the going out type, always too much to be done around here. Plus the dead are just easier to get along with. Alright, I just need to know one more thing. Where was Sam killed? Dresden looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you can find anything useful? Okay then, I'll go do that. Alright, let's go do that. Open the morgue drawer. Let me zoom out here real quick. I want to make sure I'm not missing. Oh, we still got some things to look at in there. Let's take a quick look at these over here. Okay, so we got these, some stuff over here on these shelves. Basic med. Why am I just stealing from this guy? I kind of feel bad about this, but it's an option, so. Got a med kit and a trauma kit there as well. Let's go check this back here. The cold storage jar is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Let's open the drawer. The cold storage locker opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Jake Armitage. Whoa! Easy there. The guy's still alive. In one quick move, he jumps down from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up from a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamanistic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. Alright, let's see. Jake, I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. Sorry, I didn't expect you to be alive. Yeah, Dresden thinks he's pretty funny. You're not the first person he's pulled this one on. He chuckles. Ha 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 ha. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? Let's see. I'm looking into the death of Sam Watts. The coroner seems to think you can help me out. Sam, huh? Glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy, always in trouble over something or another, though. Jake yells toward the other side of the room. John! Is this guy cool? Dresden. Yeah, he's on the level, working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help him out. Maybe even stop moping around the shop all day? Jake. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses, might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. Alright then, the name's Jake, and you are? Nice to meet you, Jake. I'm Ekroff. Ah, and well-mannered too. Such a rare thing in this city. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night, the night of the murder. Poor guy. He was hanging at the Seamstresses Union that night, tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Miss Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangers got the jump on me. Some gangers? How are those? He winces. Ah, damn. Maybe I need some soy calf after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Hell, soy calf, probably a drink. Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now, what's wrong with this intestine? You hear a loud squelching as Dresden continues his work. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat corp bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off my head. Jake smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him, until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. Do you know anything else? I know they found his body a block away from the Union, just lying there in broad daylight. That's the Barrens for you. Jake looks down, his expression masked by chrome and crimson glass. Shame, though. I wish I'd been there. If those slagging gangers hadn't come along. Tell you what. You look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leaders got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that asshole. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit these streets alone at night, trust me. Jake eyes you up and down, and maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. What do you say? I do like a little bit of street justice every now and then. All right, Jake, count me in. Great! I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners, whiny bunch of gangers, but this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. He yells over his shoulder, very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon? Let's see. Well, I'm a mage. I don't know. Maybe I should get a rifle. I don't know which one I should get. We'll go with a rifle. We'll keep our distance. You don't like library windows, do you? Never mind. Here's a rifle you can borrow. That's terrible. Oh, man. So, ready for an evening out on the town? Yeah, I'm good. Let's go. I'll follow your lead. The Halloweeners aren't for you yet. Aren't looking for you yet. We can leave whenever you're ready. Okay, so I think I found everything there is to see in here. I don't see any other things being pointed out to me. Let me check in here real quick if there's anything that I missed. No, doesn't look like it. All right, so we are to head out to the streets, try to deal with these Halloweeners, these gangers, and try to find the place where Sam was killed. So here we go. Let's head out to the Barrens. Run in the Seattle sprawl, and sooner or later you'll find yourself in the Redmond Barrens. It doesn't matter your business, the Barrens doesn't like you. Take 1 part radioactive wasteland, 3 parts dog-eat-dog slum, add a dash of tourist trap, and you've got a recipe for mean as hell. You leave the sanitized death and formaldehyde of organ grinders behind, entering the anarchy and desperation of the streets. Jake stops a moment to breathe deeply, filling his lungs with motorcycle exhaust, radioactive dust, cordite, and who knows what else. He exhales with an expression of wry contentment. The stench and grime tells him he's home. All right, so here we are, guys, in the Redmond Barrens. We're going to deal with these guys who were giving our new friend Jake a hard time. We're going to try to find out about Sam's death, and we'll do that all next time. I wonder if there's a good pizza shop around here, though.